Well, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches with the DJI Phantom, and what I really want to talk about in reality are civilizations, people, places, things, how you spend your money. Now, DJI is a Chinese company that makes these Phantoms, and is that important when you're buying decision as far as support goes, as far as sending your money overseas, as far as this, that, or the other? There are American-made companies that make drones. They tend to make more of the professional drones that have customer service, that have all these things, that don't have the problems with flyaways like these and this, that, or the other. Now, but that's not the point. The point is, if you go into a science museum or a toy store that has more science-oriented toys, or just a general toy store, and see what kids are doing, see what games they're playing on the videos, see, if your child's doing telekinetic games, or how they're interacting, what they're doing, just even the Wii controller, not too many years ago was very hard to manufacture and get scaled out at the proper scale, and this, that, or the other. Well, DARPA 3 years ago had a contest where they wanted a drone to take off, land on a building or something like that, and have basically a wireless sniffer on it, which means it would allow you to view and to basically store or retransmit the data that the wireless networks in that building that weren't totally encrypted were actually sending out. Well, 3 years ago, I don't believe DARPA paid out any money. Years later, year or so later, whatever, they had the DJI Phantom. This is the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus. Of course, it has the larger battery and this, there, or the other, and has camera on the bottom, which I've modified, and I've told you about the modifications. And I really, really, really like this clamp on my actual camera, keeping that together and making sure it doesn't break. But it's just the way it is. But you have to understand, like with those toys that they sell for kids and this, that, or the other, and in science museums and all that stuff, what your kids are playing with now is going to probably be your technology of the future. They're going to go through an evolutionary process like all ideas do. They're going to inspire someone, and then they are going to create a product or create a whole system of products to work around that concept. Now, so, you want to see the future? Go to your science museum today. Go to the gift shop. See what they're selling. Because that is going to be your tomorrow. Not 100%, but some of it is. And it's going to go on through. Used to, back in the day, I used to tell everybody, well, get a 4-year degree. That'll teach you how to think. Then if you want to, get a master's and doctorate and again, rock on. Nowadays, I don't know, depending on what you want to do, you can get just specialized training in computers, in robotics, in any of these things. Of course, you can go on and become a mechanical engineer, specializing in robotics, this, that, or the other. But, that's the way it works. There are a lot of businesses nowadays, especially in America, that you can do quite well if you just put the hard work into it. And where they used to be factory jobs, you now have to use your creativity, your mind, your this, that, or the other, your management skills, and work in that area. Well, in China, it's no different. Even though they have a different political structure, their products still stimulate the future. The money that comes in from those products stimulates the future, this, that, or the other. You could be looking at the next drone manufacturer for the Chinese government. Does that bother you? Do you even care? It really doesn't matter, but just understand that the toys of today are the products of tomorrow. And DJI could work through evolutions after evolutions after evolution, and this one's even been no longer the current model, They have a newer model with more powerful motors, more powerful props, and different controls on the actual on the control itself. It'll reach out farther, so it has a better transmitter. It has, you know, blah 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 blah, much better features, you know, whatever, you know. So, and it'll pick up a lot more weight than this one will pick up. So as I'm saying, the way in which you spend your money matters. As when you drop a pebble or throw a rock in a pond, the waves that come out from that impact point go to all parts of that pond. They hit the edge of the banks everywhere. Everything that you do changes something. You may not realize at the time. It may be something insignificant that changes someone's life in a major way. But you have to take that into account. My next drone is going to be made in America. It's going to use the Arduino processing system, and it's going to be a lot different than this, and it's going to be where I can actually just easily go buy the parts at my local hobby shop and repair it if I have a problem, as long as it's not with the Arduino board itself. Or I can order it online, or I can do this, or I can do that. And that's the basic deal. Am I harassing the Chinese? No. Do I agree with their system of government? No. But their civilization is a lot older than ours. So can you really argue with it that much? Wars in the future are going to be smaller scale, more economically viable, less person dependent, this, that, or the other. And I wasn't taught that today. I was taught that 25 years ago. And they said, what just happen's never going to happen again. You're not even going to see things, like Vietnam. Even though people parallel Vietnam and Iraq, they're two vastly different wars, but what they had in common was guerrilla warfare. And guerrilla warfare is just much more economical than funding a big army, doing all that type stuff. Are we possibly creating the guerrillas of the future? Are we possibly funding the people that us in America have the best drone program, because we have the satellites, because we have the technology based on so many people being involved in the aviation industry, being involved in remote control RC vehicles, and over a time it built a culture and a society and a group of people that wanted to take that farther. And this isn't anything new, that's just happened. But the ability to have smarter electronics, to where your electronics with a few different inputs can create an outcome, is different. And I'm going to tell you, a year from now, it's going to be more different than it is now. And 2 years from now, and 3 years from now, and 4 years from now. This is the beginning. Drones, autonomous vehicles, personal assistants, robotic personal assistants. We are at the beginning of the robot age. We have dealt with the information age, that we've gone through the iron age and this, that, or the other, and da 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 da. Well, I fully believe that we are entering the robot age. How we deal with that, where we spend our money, the choices that we make, how we choose to interact with that, God only knows. But I'll tell you, the children of today are the ones who are going to create it, because this isn't going to be anything new to them. It's existed my entire life. I can do whatever it is with it. This isn't the newest whiz-bang product. I just don't want... I'm not saying don't buy DJI products. I'm saying be aware of what you can possibly be funding when you do that. When you buy things that are from another country. And people do it to us all the time. I mean, we manufacture different things and this, there, or the other, and da 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 da. I may not agree with Reagan on a lot of stuff, but Reagan said if you don't build a car here, a certain percentage of your cars, you're not selling here. Or somebody did. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches. Just be aware of where your money goes. If you want to see the future, go to your local toy store. See what the kids are playing with. See the type of technology that they're interacting with their toys, are dealing with the interaction of their things. And yeah, I believe we are going to go into the robotic age. This is Guns, Knives, and Watches. Have a good one.